The philosophy of the black pill has emerged from obscure internet corners into mainstream awareness as one of the bleakest worldviews of the digital age. To take the black pill is to accept that life is governed by forces beyond one's control: genetics, appearance, socioeconomic background, and rigid hierarchies that render personal effort almost meaningless. It is a philosophy of determinism and fatalism disguised as online's doctrine of despair dressed up and represents awakening to harsh truths with the possibility of mastery. The black pill represents the belief that awareness itself changes nothing. To swallow it is to conclude that truth is not liberating but crushing, that striving is futile, and that the structures of reality are immovable. This view, though born in discussions of dating and attraction, extends far beyond them into a general perspective on the human condition, echoing centuries of philosophical pessimism while crystallizing modern anxieties about inequality, alienation, and the meaning of existence. The origins of the pill metaphor lie in the 1999 film The Matrix, in which Neo is offered a choice between the blue pill, which will allow him to remain in blissful illusion, and the red pill, which will awaken him to the painful reality of the world. Early online communities, particularly those concerned with gender and dating dynamics, appropriated this metaphor to symbolize competing worldviews. The blue pill represented the mainstream narrative that effort, kindness, and persistence lead to romantic and social fulfillment. The red pill represented the idea that hidden biological and social laws govern attraction and success, and that by learning them one could gain control. Yet even the red pill contained an optimistic promise: awareness might hurt, but it also empowered. In contrast, the black pill stripped away this optimism. It emerged as a darker conclusion, a claim that even awareness is powerless against the structural and biological determinism of reality. For black pill adherents, there is no empowerment in truth, only resignation. Philosophically, this worldview aligns closely with determinism. Determinism is the belief that all events, including human decisions and actions, are the inevitable result of preceding causes. If determinism is true, then free will is an illusion, for every choice is simply the next step in a chain of prior events. The black pill applies this principle to domains like dating, social hierarchy, and personal success. It claims that the conditions of one's life height, facial structure, genetic health, socioeconomic background are determinants that lock a person into a certain fate. If one is short, unattractive, or disadvantaged, no amount of gym effort, career striving, or confidence training will substantially alter outcomes. The black pill thus extends determinism into fatalism, the belief that no matter what we do, the outcome is fixed, while determinism leaves open the possibility that our actions are themselves part of the causal chain. Fatalism insists our actions make no difference to the end result. It is precisely this fatalistic dimension that makes the black pill so suffocating. It does not simply describe the weight of circumstances, it declares that resistance is impossible. This bleakness echoes the philosophy of Arthur Schopenhauer, who argued that human life is defined by suffering and that the will itself is a curse. According to Schopenhauer, we are condemned to an endless cycle of desire and frustration, achieving satisfaction only briefly before longing for something new. For him, existence was futile striving against a backdrop of inevitable disappointment. The black pill reflects this pessimism almost perfectly. Its adherents argue that the pursuit of love, fulfillment, and status is futile for those who lack the predetermined traits society rewards. Just as Schopenhauer saw human will as a prison, the black pill presents biology and circumstance as prisons from which there is no escape. Where Schopenhauer located the source of futility in metaphysical will, the black pill locates it in the brutally practical realities of dating markets, status hierarchies, and genetic lottery. Both, however, converge on the idea that striving is vain and suffering unavoidable. Nihilism also looms large in the black pill worldview. Nihilism is the denial of inherent meaning or value in life. The black pill does not necessarily deny cosmic meaning in a metaphysical sense, but it denies the practical meaning of individual effort. If all paths are blocked, if failure is guaranteed by forces outside our control, then striving toward success is meaningless. In this way, the black pill rejects modern self-help narratives that insist anyone can improve their situation with enough effort. It treats such narratives as cruel illusions, propaganda designed to keep people striving in vain while ignoring the unchangeable realities of inequality. What nihilism is to cosmic purpose, the black pill is to personal purpose. Both suggest that meaning is absent, but the black pill locates this absence in the lived reality of social life. The psychological effects of internalizing the black pill are profound. Believing that life outcomes are predetermined and effort is futile can lead to depression, social withdrawal, and loss of motivation. The concept of learned helplessness, studied by psychologist Martin Seligman, describes a state where individuals who experience repeated failure or lack of control begin to believe that no action they take can change their situation. This belief in turn diminishes their willingness to try, reinforcing failure and despair. The black pill effectively cultivates a cultural version of learned helplessness. Those who adopt it often stop pursuing relationships, career growth, or self-improvement, convinced that such efforts are meaningless. Ironically, this withdrawal can make their outcomes even worse, reinforcing the very sense of hopelessness that produced the withdrawal in the first place. Thus, the black pill often functions as a self-fulfilling prophecy. By convincing individuals that failure is inevitable, it ensures that failure becomes reality. Socially, the black pill manifests in online communities where individuals gather to share their despair. These communities often become echo chambers where members reinforce one another's sense of hopelessness. What begins as individual frustration becomes collective ideology, amplified by the validation of others who share the same view. On one hand, these communities can provide solidarity and understanding to people who feel isolated. On the other hand, they often intensify negativity, normalize despair, and spread cynicism. In some cases, black pill communities veer toward hostility, directing anger outward at society, women, or successful men. In this way, the black pill can cultivate not only resignation but bitterness, producing cultural climates of resentment and stagnation. Yet to dismiss the black pill entirely as irrational defeatism would be too simple. It arises from real grievances. Modern society does often reward traits like appearance, status, and wealth more than effort or virtue. Online dating, with its ruthless efficiency and emphasis on superficial judgments, makes disparities in attractiveness and social capital more visible than ever. Economic inequality exacerbates the sense that opportunity is rigged. Social media creates constant comparison, reminding individuals of their inadequacies. In this environment, it is not surprising that some conclude the game is fixed. The black pill, then, is not only a product of irrational despair but also a reflection of genuine disillusionment with the promises of modern life. Still, the leap from recognition of hardship to total fatalism is not inevitable. Philosophical traditions offer alternatives. Existentialism, for example, accepts the absence of inherent meaning but insists that individuals can create meaning through their choices. Albert Camus argued that while life is absurd, the proper response is not resignation but revolt, a defiant embrace of life in spite of its futility. Nietzsche likewise rejected nihilism by urging individuals to affirm life, to create values even in the face of suffering. These perspectives stand in stark contrast to the black pill, where the black pill sees meaninglessness as an endpoint. Existentialism and Nietzschean philosophy treat it as a starting point for reinvention. This suggests that while the black pill captures a certain mood of despair, it is not the only logical conclusion to draw from hardship.